All right, eSports. What is a sport? According to Google, a sport is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. So, to me, that sounds like an esport is an extension of sport, but not exactly what you would think of when you think of a sport. Though the physical aspect of it is more on the micro sense. We're talking clicking and items of that such. The physical exertion's obviously different, and therefore calling it a traditional sport doesn't actually make sense there. However, it feels as if the competition based and format of most esports falls under the category of, I guess, what you could call a subset or subgroup of sports. Again, not a sport, but is a sport, kind of a gray area. All right, but how big is esports, right? It's so large that major investors in the US and Europe are starting to get into it, where sports clubs are starting to invest. Golden State Warriors, 76ers, and a few other teams in the US have decided to jump on board and to get on the bandwagon. In Korea, there have been some major players that have been there for a while. Lots of telecommunication companies, as well as big players like Samsung that are in the game. So it's huge. Now let's back that up a little bit. When it comes to viewership for these quote unquote esports, what are we looking at? Well, in last year's NBA Finals, there were around 31 million unique viewers. In last year's League of Legends World Championship, there were 36 million unique viewers, as well as we're looking at around 27 million for CSGO's various events. So these numbers don't just lie or are playing here. These are major accomplishments for esports as a whole that they're looking to grow, but have already shown sufficient growth at this point. So how does esports as a concept grow, right? For me, I think that's continuing to tap into the reach of mobile entertainment. That's continuing to partner with companies like Google. We're talking the YouTubes of the world, partnering with Amazon that owns Twitch and continuing to grow that. But I feel like the real growth will come as they partner with, at least in some respect, national TV companies inside the US. This has already been done in Korea, but I feel as if doing this inside the US will allow other generations that don't utilize this kind of mobile entertainment style to get a grasp for what League of Legends is and potentially open up a whole new market that hasn't been there before. On that note, how does League of Legends stay alive as an esport? So if esports continues to grow, how does League stay relevant? How does League get, like, what is its role in this game? So in my mind, I think they need to continue to innovate, and that's a nice little buzzword. But when I say innovate, I mean that they need to continue to be at the top of their game and pushing production quality and pushing their ability to market, etc., and be able to pivot to the demands of the market. To me, I like to call that adapt or die. They've been absolutely dominating over the past few years with esports, but I feel as if in order to get to that next level, they need to figure out what they can do to grow their brand. from what we can tell so far, just from the consumer side, Riot, for the most part, except very very recently, has done less ad-based revenue for their eSport department, and more specifically having the users fund their esports projects by purchasing things in game because of what they've seen before. I feel Riot is making a intelligent decision by bringing on traditional ads in order to focus on giving the users the highest form of production quality, game quality, etc., etc. I think as they do that, that'll be important. And then as the market changes and demands different things, and what I mean by that is the users want a different style, want this and that, you adapt. They've been doing a great job of that lately. However, if you give up at all, you lose momentum. Esports as a whole is projected to grow to unbelievable numbers, and it makes me excited for the future of esports as a whole. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Thanks. We are done, but hold up, girl, 'cause it's hard to want